So, let me explain. Don't stop. This isn't episode 90, okay? It's episode 18. You can just watch the rest. But hold on, before you go, like this video and subscribe. Turn on your task, subscribe by the end of 2026. Listen. Because I'm trying to record a 9 minute video last week, and I was uploading it. I upload. So I tried uploading again. Didn't upload. Like the thing wasn't working. So I go to the file and apparently it got randomly deleted. No, it genuinely got randomly deleted. So I'm gonna have to explain everything. Yeah, I'm gonna explain everything. I don't even know. I don't even know what happened. I genuinely don't even know what happened. It's genuinely like so complicated. I don't know. Honestly, you guys can just, Dark Gold Country has two colonies here. You guys expanding here. This Siberia has colonies in owns like the colony of Canada, and owns the colony of Argentina. Spain has a huge amount of colonization. The Dutch has a puppet state right here. Yeah, which I forgot to draw the outline with because these guys have a puppet state too. But yeah, there's tensions here. Tensions here. Brittany has expanded their empire a lot. Wales has expanded their colonial empire. All this, a bunch of expansion happened over here. A lot of exploration happened over here. This country got way bigger. Some is trying to fight off. Sorry, excuse me. Trying to fight off Brittany colonial expansion, which had won against whatever. It lost some land. So, okay, now we can hop in. Now we can hop into the video. Well, where you all supposed to be. Yeah, a lot happened. In just one video. It was basically almost 40 minutes long, so yeah, we're gonna be seeing the split of this area here. Yeah, these guys here, wait, I don't know what is that all? Well, these guys will get all of this here. Yep, and then these guys, Brittany will get even more land. And yeah, as you can see, here, and he gets even more land, which causes some tensions over a little border dispute between Spain and Brittany. And the west will go to these guys, or Siberia. And Siberia has a big colonial empire, one of the first non-colonial guys. And this is how they did. They became massive trading partners with these guys over here. And these guys let Siberia put naval ports along their borders here. And these guys were also close to Canada, so they basically just went over there, colonized it. Then they went down over here. They made tons of ports here. I forgot to show them on the map, but they then went down here. They had some ports in South Africa. Then they had some ports over here. Then they moved over to South America and colonized all of this. All of this because they have a massive naval reach, each due to all of these ports that they have. Okay, now let's hop in. Also, there was a conflict. Over here, between these guys broke away, and they have a colony. Wait, who is this dog? Dog purple. Is this just a country? I think it might just be a country. Yeah, I think it's just a country. Not that. Yeah, I think it might just be a country. Hold on. Let me turn this up. Turn the brightness up. What these guys? Yeah, it's a country. It's just a country. Wow, I don't know that. Alright, let's go over the here. As we will see something happen. And that is a pretty big conflict. Flag. Also, these guys here will be changing their flag or their colors to a darker one. And they will declare war on these guys. And these guys are extremely weak from the last Asian conflict. The last Asian conflict severely weakened them a lot, and they will not be able to fight back, as their military is almost non-existent. They used to have a military, but then there was this huge thing with the government and riots and uprisings and stuff, and they don't have a military anymore. Well, they have a small military, but that's not gonna work. And these guys pushed far into these guys. As Tibet will not be helping them at all. Even though they are close friends with Tibet generally does not care about these guys. They view them as a liability, but they're just being friends with them just did betray upon us. They stopped being friends with these guys after the uprising, and I'm still working on the capitals of major cities since I have to fix those. But these guys will expand. And they're not done this yet. They'll change their flag once again to a gray. Then they'll change it to a dark green. Alright. How do I do? Generally, this fix. But they will change their flag to this once more done. They're not done yet, as they will declare war on these guys. And it will go pretty swiftly. These guys are a new country. They have an alright military, alright power. And this doesn't happen like immediately after. This takes a couple of years after. But yeah, also I'm working on the medieval era one. Medieval era movie. But that won't happen because the medieval era movie will not happen because it's too short. We'll just do industrialization stuff. So they're using guns, and these guys will very quickly be wiped off the map. But China does not like this. China is actually very good friends with these guys, so they will start having some tensions with this country here. And these guys are now big, and then you threaten these guys who want to be a part of their own nation. So these guys will only give you guys just a tiny bit about of land. They'll give them this. Yes. But even more and more tensions start happening between these guys. More, so these borders might change, and in just 1 second. As these guys are now being quickly invaded, did by these guys as troops here, and it's over. It's generally over. Um, this will go to all over to these guys. They will be fully annexed by these guys, and now these guys are having major tensions with this country here, which they don't want to fight yet. Because they're just too strong, but these guys are now being ruled by a crazy emperor. And, there was something that happened here. Can't exactly remember. I think it was tensions, but I don't. I'm not gonna worry about that. What I'm gonna be worrying about is a major conflict here. And that is these guys' conflict, yeah. These guys, they started to expand a bit into Australia, they want to expand a bit in Australia, so they started expanding in Australia. Pretty normal. Let's cause some tensions with, kind of like dog red Indonesians here. Yeah, do not like that this country is expanding. So they give them, a threat. if you don't stop expanding, if you continue your expansion, then we will declare war on you. These guys don't really want that, but at the same time, they think these guys are bluffing. They think it's a joke, so they put all the buses here. Ha ha, funny joke. Like, haha, it's so funny, dude. But a little bit spooky, so maybe not do that again. Then they realize it was not a joke. Um, as dark-led Indonesian troops started making their move into these guys' country here, here. But all good relations they had with each other. Entirely. They just severed all their relations with each other. It severed every single relation. And these guys are pretty powerful. These guys are pretty powerful. They're like the same strength. And so they are able to make a push back. I'm going to make this small, actually. Make this small. They were able to make a pushback over here. Yeah, and New York of this country. Yeah, yeah. There was a ton of war, of tons of supply lines. Yeah, and they even still their push into this country here. Here, I think it's see. What? That's this is a scientific term. Is the I think it might, because synchronization became a problem in the 1600s and there's some countries. So I think it's the beginning of it's the mid 1700s, but it's almost a new century. Not a new century. What am I talking about? Well, a century is 100. So yeah, it's almost a new century. It's almost the 1800s. Almost the turn of the tide. And something other than this will begin. A major conflict between these two. But then, Tibet versus these guys. This is way worse than you could probably imagine. It is like this is no, dude. Come on, this is bad. As that spirit of conflict was just randomly happened. As these guys randomly on the night of a Tuesday morning, September 12th, of 1792, these guys moved their forces in, and yeah. These guys continue to push their forces in, yeah. Which this, well, bad. This is, very, very bad. This is a huge conflict, actually. We have major tensions happening back in Asia again. And here is, China, Tibet, these guys, India, like, all these guys, like, this guy, this guy, this guy, these guys, this guy, all trying to take over, like, all of this. So, yeah. East Persia, Asia, and Persia, yeah, will now place their troops along each other's borders. A huge conflict is about to begin. And no, it's not World War One. These are all separate conflicts. It's not one major conflict. But, remember when I said there was a border dispute here? Well, an alliance will form, which is against the Spanish. Yep, that's right. It's an alliance against the Spanish. Literally against the Spanish. So rectangle alliance? No. Okay, so why is it big? Okay, can you stop? Can you stop? Sorry. Sorry. But where's Siberia? So it contains Siberia, Siberia, Wales, and hold on, and, and the Dutch. What? The Dutch are also the Spaniards here. There, and then we have all those Israel, like Siberia, who is the major member of this alliance. Brittany, even though not like an official member, it's still kind of like a co-partner of the alliance, but not an official member of the alliance. Even then, the Dark Gold Nation is a co-partner of this alliance, making them pretty important. Right. And this conflict happens. And random Monday on midnight, Wales and Siberian troops, doing their annual, occasional practice. But it was accidentally a little bit too close, and Spain fired among the troops thinking they were about to attack. This conflict began. Oh my god. Oh, dude. This conflict began with these guys pushing the troops to here. And also, in the here. And this war that's just begun might become the biggest conflict of the industrial age. If you guys enjoyed today's video, I'll see you guys next time on